Hello everybody, welcome to our first Marketscan Edge webinar.
I am Victoria Owens, the Marketing Director here at Marketscan, and today I'm here with Sophie Thomas, our Marketing Manager. We look after all of the marketing for us as a business and a company, but we also work with our clients sending out email campaigns and creating content.
I don't know how many of you know, but we launched Marketscan Edge last year, which is our email platform. So Marketscan Edge allows you to send email campaigns to your data sets, as well as setting up landing pages and email automations. It's one of the only providers which allows you to import third-party data. And we've set up 6 of these webinars, which we're going to be doing over the next few weeks. And today we're going to be talking about segmentation. And I'm going to pass over to our marketing manager here at Marketscan, Sophie Thomas.
Thanks, Victoria. We are going to talk today, as Victoria said, about audience segmentation. And so we've got some slides that we're going to share with you, and we'll be able to make those available for you. So the first thing that I wanted to kind of kick off with is one of the big stats that that we've seen is that roughly 59% of people say that most of the email marketing that they receive isn't relevant to them. And that's, I think, a real disservice to email marketing as a whole. But what we're going to discover and discuss today is why we think this is the case, what we think that marketers can do about it, and ultimately how Marketscan and Marketscan Edge can help you to overcome that challenge and create better, more relevant emails for your customer base. So let's look at practical reasons why marketers might be in a problematic place with their email marketing. One of the things that could be problematic is if their CRM system makes it hard for them to label or tag contacts into relevant segments or relevant lists. It could be that marketers are maybe not as confident or comfortable in creating segments, so they just decide to send all of their email communications to everybody in their database. It could be that maybe they don't have an email preference center, which means that their marketing contacts can't choose what emails they want to receive from this particular company. So we're going to talk about ways that maybe you can create segments to help you with that. I think when you're setting up a marketing email campaign, one of the big things you need to think about is your messaging targeted enough? Is it something that have you got a specific target in mind? I think most businesses nowadays have a broad enough customer base that even if they are a niche company, they will have different buyer personas that they're targeting. So that could be another way that you can segment your database. And really importantly, if you are licensing data for your email campaigns, a really great way to segment your database is to carefully select that criteria that you've used to create that list, so that you can make sure that your message is going to the most relevant people for what you sell or what you do, your products or your services, and making sure that they're a good fit. So let's now take a look at the different segmentation options that you could potentially look at using if you are going to license a data set. So for example, here at Marketscan, we have got Megabase, which is, I think we can probably say, the best database that's out there, as it's put together with 5 different feeds and has just an amazing breadth and depth and quality of data. And why that's really, really good for anyone who wants to run email marketing campaigns is that we've got a whole host of different criteria to make sure that the lists that you get are the most tailored to your needs. So one of those criteria that you could use to segment your list is by industry. So I would think that most people have a specific industry or niche that is relevant to them. So one of the criteria you could use is to segment by industry. Seniority, it might well be that your product or service is only really relevant to a specific kind of like C-suite level or above. So that's another way that you could also apply, as well as industry, to create a segment. You've also got things here like job role, employee headcount, whether or not this particular business has a physical premises or not, where they're located, and that can be anything from kind of country level all the way down to kind of like local authority level. Or you could also choose to segment by turnover, or you could combine all of these things together to create a really, really specific target. I think by combining these different options, that's what gives you the most specific and targeted and hopefully most successful option. So we thought what would be nice to do and helpful to do is to actually look at what a real life example might be for this scenario. So if we take a commercial cleaning company as an example, whose ideal customer are companies based in the UK that work within finance and insurance sectors, and they have multiple office locations around the UK. So the criteria that we would look to combine to create a really successful target list for this commercial cleaning company would be that we would segment the database and only pick out contacts that were in the finance and insurance industries. We would then also be able to put in the criteria that these companies must have more than one office location within the UK. They have an employee headcount of whatever number is appropriate for the business. So you could say 500 or 1,000. That the head offices are, or the offices are based in major UK cities. That there are facilities and maintenance managers or heads of operations would be the job role that we would be looking to target. And then based on all those criteria selections, this would then output a list of contacts of whatever size. And that's something that we can do here for you. If you've got an inquiry or a query about how you might set up that list, by speaking to one of the team here, they can help give you guidance on what criteria might work best for you and for what your campaign is trying to achieve. So then kind of coming on to how we can help. Do you want to talk a little bit more?
Absolutely. So Marketscan Edge is our own email platform. You are able to send emails to third-party data, which is really important because there's a lot of other email providers out there which just don't allow that. But that is something that we do allow. You can, as a user, set up split tests, so you can start to learn what is working and what isn't working. And those split tests could be anything like from having a look at the subject line. They could be even, as Sophie was just discussing about the different segmentation of the audiences, you could try different messages with different audience groups. And you could, even look on one campaign to test the creative. So looking at a fully designed or whistles, looking at a really, really branded message through to what we would call an Outlook style, which looks like an email that has just come through your inbox. And we often find that those types of messages can actually work really well as well.
Yeah, definitely. When we talk about email deliverability, that's something else that's really important, not just the segmentation of the data or creating specific messaging targeted towards specific personas. Something else that's really important is making sure that your emails actually reach their destination, particularly if you're licensing data, because you're paying for that data and you want those emails to be received. So email throttling is something where with Marketscan Edge, we can choose how fast those emails get sent. So if you had a list of 40,000 contacts, we could choose to send like 3,000 an hour, or maybe we could send 3,000 a day over a set number of days, which then means that you're not bombarding people's email servers with email campaigns, which would sometimes trigger a business's spam filter to be activated and stop your email from being delivered. IP and domain support is also really important. We have the ability to set up we have the ability to set up domain addresses for you, which means that again, it's another security measure in place to make sure that your emails end up being delivered where you want them to be.
That would be completely separate, wouldn't it, Sophie, from
Yeah.
your normal. So for us, for example, our website is marketscan.co.uk, and that's where all of our internal emails come out of. So we would never want to risk putting that domain name at risk of being caught up in spam. So all of our emails, I don't know exactly what ours is, but I think it's just email-marketscan.co.uk. So it still represents your business, but it's just a way to make sure that it protects you as a business in your current internal emails.
And then finally, something that's really, really important and has become even more important over the last couple of years is responsive email design, and specifically responsive for mobile. I think the stat is something now like 30% of people open emails on their phone. So it's really important that any email campaigns that you send, whether they are kind of HTML campaigns or the more Outlook style that Victoria mentioned, it's really important that those are formatted in a way that makes them easy to read on a mobile device. If not, then quite often they will get caught up in spam filters, because the technology that's around can read the format of your email and the email server can choose to reject your email based on the formatting. So if it looks like spammy content, then a spam filter might be activated. And we have actually got a webinar on responsive email design. I think we've got that coming up. So if that's something that interests you, then definitely look out for that. And then finally, I guess to wrap up, how else can we help you build your own segments? I mean, the team here are, really friendly, if we do say so ourselves, and we're always happy to help people and talk them through any queries they might have about an upcoming campaign. Something else that we've got in our kind of toolkit is Marketscan Online, which is where you can actually access our Megabase database and select your own criteria and actually download that data to use straight away. So you don't have to get involved with us if you don't want to, but I think it's something that if you're new to setting up segments for your email campaigns, it's definitely worth giving us a call or an email and booking in a call to discuss what you need for us to help you.
It's such a great way as well to have a play, and you know, even here when we're planning our cold email campaigns, we will go in and log into Marketscan Online, have a play, have a think about actually breaking down and drilling down into those segments and exactly what messaging that we want to target. And it really gives us an idea, doesn't it, Sophie, of how many people are actually in that, and we can start to work out a bit of an ROI on, we know what our leads values are and how many people we can convert, so we can start to do some really good maths around that campaign planning as well.
I mean, it sounds very, very calculated, but I think it's one of those things where, particularly in email marketing, it can be hard. It can be a bit of an unknown, and I think by having something like Marketscan Online where you can get a feel for, if I use this criteria, how big of a pool of potential have I got to get leads? But if I actually refine it a little bit more, and it then means I can maybe, if you've got less contacts, but you might have more budget to run that campaign again or repeat that campaign. So I think it just helps to give you, insight and a way to plan how you want to spend your budget, how you want to structure your campaigns, as well as obviously being able to actually get access to the contact data to then send those campaigns to. So I think our advice would definitely be to speak to the team here and book a demo. And you can do that by either using the contact form on the website or emailing us. Our contact details are obviously on the contact page of the website, or just ringing us up the old-fashioned way. Pick up the phone and give us a call. So if you've got any questions at all, then obviously do drop us a line and we'd be more than happy to chat to you.
We'll be back in touch soon with our next webinar, which is going to be all about landing pages, which is something else that you can do through Marketscan Edge. So it's really fantastic tool. So we look forward to telling you all about that soon.
See you soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us today to listen to our webinar. If you'd like some more information about our B2B GDPR compliant database, then head over to www.marketscan.co.uk. Here you'll find some more information about our email marketing platform, Marketscan Edge, as well as our online system, Marketscan Online. Feel free to also give our friendly team a call with any questions that you might have. We look forward to seeing you at the next webinar.